A very good afternoon to all of you. How are you all doing? Great. Okay. So, welcome to Swiflearn online classes. As you already know, that Swiflearn is the India's most sincere learning destination for classes 1 to 10. Over here, all the classes are 100% live and interactive classes. If you have any sort of doubt, you can ask to the teacher in the classes only, and the teacher will clear everything in the classes. Okay, now coming to the second thing which we have, we give the personalized attention to each and every student क्योंकि हमारे बैच में मैक्सिमम 6 स्टूडेंट्स रहते हैं. इट कैन बी द वन ऑन वन बैच या फिर 1:2 बैच और मैक्सिमम 6 स्टूडेंट्स विल बी देयर which will help you to ask any sort of question without any hesitation to your teacher, and the teacher will also be able to keep an eye on you how you are progressing in which topic or which portion you are lagging. So definitely you will get the feedback and this will help you to improve yourself. Okay, now coming to the third thing, we have a very good dedicated academic mentor team who continuously keep a track and work on the students progress. So आप कैसे कर रहे हो क्लास में या फिर होमवर्क में या फिर स्कूल एग्जाम में भी, तो everything will be tracked by our academic mentor team, and accordingly you will get the feedback. This feedback will definitely help you to improve yourself. Okay, and the fourth most important thing is we cover the syllabus as per your school examination schedule. That is, if you have any topic which has already been done in your school, you want to do those first, so we will do those first and then we will move on to the rest of the topic. Generally we handle this type of custom request. So if you have any exam, also like any topic which is coming in your unit test or exam, you can tell it to us, so we will do the revision of those chapters, right? So this will help you to score the full marks in your school exam. Okay, चलो, so let us now see what are the key features of Swiflearn. तो key features क्या है, मतलब ये Swiflearn अलग क्यों है different platform से? तो first of all we maintain the detailed progress report of each student. देखो ये each and every student का detailed progress report हम maintain करते हैं और ये सारे आपको दे दूंगी in during the PTM. तो PTM भी इधर होता है जैसे आपके स्कूल में भी होता है. Here the student teacher can interact directly with the parents. The parent can give the feedback. If they have any problem, they can share with us, and we are always there to solve your problems, right? Yes, so this will be both way traffic, and definitely mutually we will solve all the doubts. Secondly, we have the Swiflearn academic test series which happen in every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So over here you will be able to perform and you can get the scholarship according to that. Also your rank will be given on the leaderboard, right? Now coming to the most important thing, तो most important thing क्या होता है? Yes, practice question answers, right? तो आप तो टॉपिक जान लिया, आपको आपका रिवीजन भी हो गया, टॉपिक भी आपने पढ़ लिया, तो अभी क्या प्रैक्टिस करना है? क्वेश्चन आंसर्स, राइट? Otherwise, how will you get the full marks? Yes, so we have the unlimited practice test over here where both the subjective and the objective type of questions will be there. Objective questions में आपको जैसे MCQ, filling the blanks, one word, match the column, true false ऐसे आते हैं ना स्कूल में, तो इधर भी रहता है वैसे वाला क्वेश्चन. एंड सब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चन जैसे मोस्टली जो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट होता है बिकॉज जनरली यू लूज द मार्क्स इन द सब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस, तो इधर हमारे सब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चन अकॉर्डिंग टू योर सिलेबस, अकॉर्डिंग टू योर स्कूल या फिर बोर्ड एग्जाम जैसे 3 मार्क्स, 5 मार्क्स, 4 मार्क्स का आते हैं अलॉन्ग विद द डायग्राम एंड एवरीथिंग. तो आप इधर प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो एंड वी हैव अ ग्रुप ऑफ टीचर हु विल डेफिनेटली करेक्ट ऑल दोज आंसर एंड गिव यू द टिप्स हाउ टू राइट द आंसर परफेक्टली. मतलब क्या 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 की पॉइंट्स रहना चाहिए सारे आंसर्स में, या फिर कहाँ डायग्राम इंक्लूड करना है, कहाँ केमिकल इक्वेशंस इंक्लूड करना है. तो ये सारे डिपेंड करेगा डिफरेंट डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट्स में और डिफरेंट डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स में. तो वी विल डेफिनेटली गिव यू द टिप्स हाउ टू राइट द आंसर सो दैट यू विल नेवर लूज एनी मार्क्स इन योर स्कूल एग्जाम एज वेल एज द बोर्ड एग्जाम. है ना? दिस इज फाइन, राइट? सो to experience all these things, what you have to do? Yeah, you have to book the trial class. तो trial class हमारा always रहता है and these are all free of cost. Book it anytime whenever you are free. Just book the trial class and experience the interactive class with us, and then enroll your name in our regular batches so that we can meet every day in our regular batches and we will discuss a lot about the different topics, right? Yes? Chalo. So let us now move on to the topic. And before going to the topic, let me remind you that please subscribe our channel, whoever has not subscribed it yet, and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the update of the upcoming session. So every session you will be with us and you can write your doubts in the chat box. I'm always there to solve it out, right? Yes. So do not forget to like, comment, and share also so that your friends will also be know they will also come to know about our platform, as well as they will also come to learn about the different topics with us. So let's now move on to the topic. As you already know, we will start a new topic today. Our new topic ये है कि nervous system. So nervous system according to class 8th syllabus ICSE board में जो है वो हम आज discuss करेंगे in this session. ठीक है? तो if you have any question in between, please ask me in the chat box. Definitely I'm always there to solve your doubt. And um, you already know that whoever will give me most of the answers correctly, he or she will be the student of the session. I'll write your name on the screen at the end of the session. है ना? ठीक है, चलो. So let's start with the nervous system. तो अभी टॉपिक के में जाने से पहले आप थोड़ा सा बता दो कि क्या क्या सिस्टम के बारे में आपको ऑलरेडी पता है. Yes, you already know na ki we have a lot of different systems within our body which basically help to maintain all the strategies of our survival. है ना? So these are definitely the different life processes which continuously is happening inside our body, and these all processes are acting with each other, like collaborating and coordinating with each other to perform all the vital functions of our body. Yeah, and that is why we are surviving. This is the main thing which is very much important for all the living organisms. Do you agree with me? Now quickly tell me some of the systems which are present within our body other than nervous system. Anybody? I can see many of you are listening to my session, so quickly tell me. As you know, you can be the student of the session today. देखते हैं क्या क्या आंसर्स आते हैं मेरे पास कि क्या क्या सिस्टम्स हमारे बॉडी में है अदर देन नर्वस सिस्टम. एनी अदर सिस्टम? ठीक है, मैं एक एग्जांपल आपको दे देती हूँ कि रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम. यस, तो रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम के बारे में आपने यू ऑलरेडी हैव एन आइडिया, राइट? आपने पढ़ा है, राइट? तो अदर देन रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम, एनी अदर सिस्टम इज कमिंग टू योर माइंड विच वी हैव इन आवर बॉडी? क्विकली. यस. Okay, so digestive system हो गया, respiratory system हो गया, anything else? Circulatory system, excretory system, nervous system, endocrine system. Yes, so these are basically the different systems which are present within our body. These all systems help us to do all the activities continuously so that we can survive properly. ठीक है, तो आज देखते हैं कि हम आज सिर्फ नर्वस सिस्टम के ऊपर फोकस करेंगे एंड वी विल सी व्हाट आर द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ टुडेज सेशन. First, we will see what is the nervous system, what is basically the nervous system made up of, and why this nervous system is very much important for our survival. ओके, ये नीड क्या है हमारे बॉडी में नर्वस सिस्टम का, ये हम देखेंगे. देन वी विल मूव ऑन टू द नर्व्स. व्हाट आर नर्व्स, हाउ इट इज मेड अप ऑफ, व्हाट आर बेसिकली प्रेजेंट विद इन द नर्व्स, एंड द थर्ड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज द स्ट्रक्चरल एंड द फंक्शनल यूनिट ऑफ द नर्वस सिस्टम विच इज नोन एज द न्यूरॉन. ओके, तो न्यूरॉन का स्ट्रक्चर कैसे है, इसका फंक्शन क्या है, कितना डिफरेंट टाइप्स का न्यूरॉन होता है, दीज आर द मेन थिंग्स विच वी विल फोकस अपॉन. So do you know what is the structural and functional unit of our body? Yes, हमारे बॉडी का या फिर कोई भी लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स का स्ट्रक्चरल और फंक्शनल यूनिट क्या होता है? You already know this. I know. Yeah, quickly tell me. Just think about any sort of plant or animals or microorganisms. सारे के सारे लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स का स्ट्रक्चरल और फंक्शनल यूनिट क्या हो सकता है? Yes. That is the cell, right? All of our body is made up of cell. So cell is the structural and functional unit of all living organism. अभी अगर हम आपको पूछेंगे कि structural और functional unit of kidneys क्या है? Kidney is the main excretory organ, right? हमारे excretory organ का main organ है kidney, right? तो kidney का structural and functional unit क्या है? Yes? Any idea? Nephron. Okay, so we will study about the nephron later on. तो ऐसे ही structural and functional unit of the nervous system is the neuron. So mainly we will focus on the neuron today and what is the structure, what is the function, how it is helping us to know all the different activities what is going on around us, and also the different activities which are going on inside us. We will know about all those things which will help us to know by neuron. ठीक है? So, if you think that all these are the different system, मान लो कि digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, and all the different system. Do you think these all the systems which are present within our body, they actually perform all their respective functions in different way, or do you think that these are all having some connection with each other? Yes, what do you think? कोई कनेक्शन है इसके अंदर, या फिर वो ऐसे ही अपना अपना काम अलग से सेपरेटली कर रहे हैं इंडिपेंडेंटली, या फिर आपको लगता है कि these all systems are dependent on each other? Yes, they are definitely dependent upon each other. Okay, and how will they depend upon each other? तो ये सारे डिपेंडेंसी के लिए तो किसी ना किसी को कोऑर्डिनेट करना पड़ेगा, राइट? हमारे स्कूल में जैसा कोऑर्डिनेटर रहता है, राइट? दे बेसिकली कोऑर्डिनेट ऑल द विथ ऑल द टीचर्स एंड द स्टूडेंट्स एंड द टोटल सिस्टम्स ऑफ द स्कूल. तो इधर हमारे बॉडी के अंदर भी कोऑर्डिनेशन के लिए अलग से दो डिफरेंट सिस्टम्स है. एक सिस्टम से केमिकली कोऑर्डिनेशन होता है, दूसरा सिस्टम से नर्वस इंपल्स या फिर इलेक्ट्रिकली इंपल्स कंडक्ट करके कोऑर्डिनेशन करते हैं. ओके, सो दिस टू सिस्टम्स आर नथिंग बट द हार्मोनल सिस्टम व्हिच वी कॉल इट एज द एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम, एंड न्यूरल इंपल्स से होता है नर्वस सिस्टम. ठीक है, सो वी विल मेनली फोकस ऑन द न्यूरल सिस्टम या फिर नर्वस सिस्टम टुडे, एंड दिस नर्वस सिस्टम इज नथिंग बट अ कोऑर्डिनेटिंग सिस्टम विद इन आवर बॉडी व्हिच कोऑर्डिनेट ऑल द डिफरेंट एक्टिविटीज विद इन आवर बॉडी. मान लो कि यू आर वेरी मच हंग्री, yes, and you are having a pizza craving now. Yes, always remember that pizza is not good for our health. Okay, all the time don't eat it. Okay, पर आज थोड़ा सा पिज्जा खाने का मन किया, तो क्या करोगे आप? Yes, you will just order the pizza, and the pizza will come. You will take it in on your plate. You will just use a spoon or fork for separating the different slices of pizza, and you will take it in your hand, and then you will put it inside your mouth, and you will just start chewing, right? So all these activities what you were doing, that starting from thinking about the pizza, in which like in which pizza सेंटर से आप वो पिज्ज़ा ऑर्डर करेंगे, डोमिनोज से या फिर पिज्ज़ा हट से, तो आपको उधर कोऑर्डिनेट करना होगा, आपको ऑर्डर देना होगा, ऑर्डर टाइम पे आएंगे, फिर आपको प्लेट लाना पड़ेगा, प्लेट से आप लोगे. सो ऑल दीज एक्टिविटीज स्टेप बाय स्टेप आप जो करेंगे, ये एक्टिविटीज को कोऑर्डिनेट कौन करते हैं? यू हैव एनी आइडिया? Yes, all these activities are coordinated by the system of our body, that is the nervous system. Okay, so thinking about everything, then just step by step you were doing all these activities so that it will go on a proper way and you were satisfied with having that pizza. Okay, so this all activities will be coordinated or performed by the nervous system. मैं सिर्फ पिज्जा खाने का नहीं बोल रही हूँ, definitely the other activities will also be coordinated by our nervous system. Hi Priyanshi. Okay, chalo. So what is this nervous system made up for? So basically this nervous system is made up of the brain, spinal cord and the different nerves. Okay, and what is the main system for? What is the need of our nervous system? This nervous system helps to get an idea, information about the whole world through our sense organ. So हमारे nervous system में के साथ sense organ का एक बहुत interconnection है. Okay, so the sense organs are basically receiving the different stimuli and they are sending all those impulses or all those messages to our brain and spinal cord, and then we will be able to know about whatever is going on around us. ठीक है? Secondly, this nervous system is very much important to remember everything. तो आप जो भी आज पढ़ रहे हो ना, तो whatever you were studying today, you have to remember all these things, है ना? If you don't remember, you will not be able to write it in your exam and you will not get marks, right? तो आपको remember करना होगा, think करना होगा कि why this is happening, whatever changes are happening in around you, why it is happening, this thinking out and reasoning out कि yes, these are the different facts and that is why this particular changes are happening in your surrounding, right? So all this remembering, thinking, reasoning, all these factors will be possible definitely as you are having the nervous system. So without nervous system, we will not be able to remember anything or think anything. Right? Yes, Priyanshi, you have made one digestive system. अच्छा, okay. So कैसे digestive system बनाया आपने? Yes, model बनाया होगा, right? Yeah. Okay, chalo. So other than this, whatever activities you were doing, like typing or writing, playing, running, eating, sleeping, everything is totally controlled by the hormonal system as well as the nervous system. तो हम आज थोड़ा सा nervous system के ऊपर ही फोकस करेंगे. ओके, सो ऑल द डिफरेंट एक्टिविटीज, वो वॉलंटरी एक्टिविटीज हो या फिर इनवॉलंटरी एक्टिविटीज हो. वॉलंटरी और इनवॉलंटरी का मतलब को अब तो आपको पता ही है, राइट? तो मैं और एक बार आपको याद दिला देती हूँ कि voluntary activities are those which you are doing on your own will, like you want to do, that is why you are doing, so it is totally dependent upon your will. And involuntary activities are those which are not dependent upon your will but they are continuously happening inside your body. जैसे हार्ट बीट, ओके, हार्ट बीट कंटिन्यूसली हो रहा है, हार्ट पंप कंटिन्यूसली कर रहे हैं. आप अगर चाहोगे तो नहीं मेरा हार्ट अब बंद हो जाओ, अब नहीं चलोगे, तो ये सुनेगा क्या? नहीं ना. तो these are the involuntary activities. Okay, so all these voluntary and the involuntary activities are maintained by our nervous system. Okay, okay, Priyanshi, it's so beautiful, very nice, very nice. Definitely we will get a chance to see your model of digestive system. Okay, yes, okay, I hope that you have already subscribed our channel, है ना? ओके चलो. तो ऑल दिस इनवॉलंटरी एक्टिविटीज, जैसे ब्रीदिंग बता दिया मैंने, तो यू डोंट थिंक बिफोर ब्रीद, राइट? सो अदर देन दिस द like the heart beating or the digestion or whatever internally is happening within your body, you do not think about all those things, they are continuously happening on their own. So all these are dependent upon our nervous system. तो थोड़ा सा तो आपको पता चल ही गया कि नर्वस सिस्टम क्या है, क्या क्या रहता है नर्वस सिस्टम में, एंड व्हाट इज द मेन पर्पस फॉर हैविंग दिस नर्वस सिस्टम इन आवर बॉडी. Yes, up to this much clear. Now let's move on to the basic thing, that is the main structural and functional unit of the nervous system. That is nothing but the neuron. Okay. So if we just talk about the neuron, then we will focus on the three main parts of the neuron. What are these three main parts? One is the cell body, second is the dendrite, and third is the axon. So this is the whole neuron. You can see this is just a cell body. Okay. तो ये cell body का मतलब क्या है? Whatever is present within the cell, like can you tell me some of the things which are present in our cell, eukaryotic cell? Yes, Anushka. Hi, beta. Yes. What are basically present within the cell? हमारे सेल के अंदर क्या क्या रहता है? So the same thing will be present in this nerve cell also. So ये neuron, this is nothing but a nerve cell, okay? And we can call this as the structural and functional unit of life. Sorry, unit of nervous system. जैसे सेल हमारे स्ट्रक्चरल एंड फंक्शनल यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ है, तो न्यूरॉन हो जाएगा हमारा स्ट्रक्चरल एंड फंक्शनल यूनिट ऑफ नर्वस सिस्टम. सो दिस इज द सेल. जैसे हमारे सारे सेल्स के अंदर न्यूक्लियस रहता है, माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया रहता है, साइटोप्लाज्म रहता है, गोल्गी एपरेटस रहता है, तो सिमिलर टाइप ऑफ थिंग्स आर आल्सो प्रेजेंट विद इन द नर्व सेल्स. ओके, only the centrosome is not present and that is why cell division doesn't happen. तो nerve cell एक बार बन गया तो वो रह जाता है throughout our lifespan. They do not divide. Okay, always keep it in mind. Second जो है, those are the dendrites. So which are the dendrites? Dendrites come from the word dendron, which is a Greek word. इसका मतलब है trees. Okay, this is जैसे these are the branches of the trees. देखो, these are the dendrites which seems to be like the branches of the trees, है ना? तो that is why it has been given the name dendron, which is a Greek word that means tree. Fine. And the third thing, the third part of the neuron is the axon. So you can see this one, the tail-like structure, the long, elongated, unbranched structure of the neuron is nothing but the axon. Okay, so क्या-क्या है हमारे न्यूरॉन का पार्ट? एक हो गया cell body, second is the dendrites which are arising from the cell body, and the third one is the long axon. Okay, so these are the three main parts of the neuron. Clear hai? Now we will study about the other main things of the neuron. So let's first focus on the cell body. तो cell body कैसा है? The neuron का cell body को हम perikaryon भी कहते हैं. That means nothing but the nucleus. जैसे nucleus is surrounded by the total cell, and this type of cell is known as the perikaryon. And they also have the cytoplasm, Golgi body. A nasal granule is one type of special type of granules which are present within the nerve cell. Neuron के cell body में nasal granules रहता है. The Golgi apparatus and everything will be present within the cyton. Okay, so it has all the cell organelles. जैसे हमारे body में भी सारे cell organelles हैं हमारे body के cells में. So similar type of cell organelles are also present within the nerve cell, but only the main thing which is absent is the centrosome. And as the centrosome is absent, so this cannot divide. So nerve cells cannot divide. They have lost the capability of division. Okay, up to this much clear? Yes. Let's now move on to the dendrites. So dendrites क्या है? I have already told you. Dendrites come from the Greek word dendron. Remember this one. Greek word dendron से आया है, whose main meaning is tree. And trees का जैसे branches रहता है, तो the dendrites which are coming out from the cyton or the cell is also having the branches like this. Okay, so these are nothing but the dendrite, and the main function of the dendrite is to conduct the nerve impulses. So जो भी nerve impulses हमें conduct करना होगा from the sense organ towards brain या फिर from the brain towards the different effector organ. So all these dendrites will receive the nerve impulses. Okay, they will first receive the nerve impulse, then it will go inside the cell, and finally it will travel through the axon, and then it will go to the next neuron. Okay, so this is the axon terminal. You can see this portion is the axon terminal, मतलब axon जहाँ खत्म हो रहा है. And from this axon terminal again another neuron will arise like this, and the dendrites of another neuron will continue to receive the different nerve impulses from the previous neuron. Clear है ना up to this much? Yes. So what is the main function of the dendron? To receive the nerve impulses. Now let's move on to the axon. Axon is nothing but the long process of the cell body. So if you just think about this one is your cell. This is the long tail which is known as the axon. So if you just focus on the axon part, you will see that it is basically surrounded by a sheath. The name of the sheath is known as the myelin sheath. Always remember. Okay, the name of the sheath is known as myelin, myelin sheath. Okay, yes, And these small cells which you can see alternatively having in each of the side of this axon, these cells are known as the Schwann cell. These are known as the Schwann cell. Fine. And finally, when the axon will end, they will end in the different terminal branches like structure, in the bulb like structure, which are known as the axon terminal. Okay, these are known as the axon terminal. So here the axon terminal will be completed and the starting of the next neuron will happen over here. So ये एक neuron का dendrite और previous neuron ka axon terminal will come in contact with each other, and this junction is known as the synapse. Okay, and let me show you the direction of the flow of the nerve impulse. So the nerve impulse will come through this the dendrite. Okay, it will come through the dendrite, enter into the cell, then go downward towards through the axon, and finally it will go towards the axon terminal, and then it will be received by the next neuron. Okay, and again the same thing will happen to the next neuron, next neuron, and next neuron, and these all the neurons are attached with each other in the long chain like manner, and they will nothing but carry the whole nerve impulse from the different structure of our body, from all the different sense organs, and they will just carry those impulses towards our brain. Okay, so brain is the main organ of the nervous system. Up to this much clear hai? Yes. So the neuron is surrounded by the myelin sheath, and the myelin sheath along with the plasma membrane of the neuron together make the neurolemma. Okay, and the end portion are swollen, which are known as the bulbs, jahan chemicals rehta hai, which are known as the neurotransmitters, which will grow from one neuron to the another, so that it will carry all the nerve impulses throughout the whole nervous system. Yes. Now we will see how this information will travel between this neuron. So when one neuron is ending and another neuron is starting, so in between there is a junction. Can you see this? Let this be the presynaptic knob. This is the previous synapse, or we can call it as the presynaptic knob, and this is the another dendrite, the second portion of the dendrite of the second neuron, which we can call it as the postsynaptic knob. In between there is a structure or a junction. This junction is known as the synapse. This is known as the synapse, or this portion, just this portion is known as the synaptic cleft. ठीक है, तो nerve impulses कैसे carry होगा? देखो, these are the chemicals which are having the neurotransmitters. So all this will come in contact with the cell membrane over here, and finally it will give the nerves. Sorry, it will give the nerve impulses, and then the nerve impulses will be going to the next neuron. It will be received by the different receptors which are present at the end of the postsynaptic knob or the next neuron. Hi Nilankur. Okay, so this synaptic knob and the prosynaptic knob are the two knobs in between the synapses present, or we will basically call it as the synaptic cleft. From the presynaptic knob, the neurotransmitter will be transferred and it will be received by the next neuron. Okay, so this is how the chemical substances will carry on from one neuron to another in the next neuron, and so on through a long chain, and then it will be received by the brain. Fine. तो ये transmission हम थोड़ा सा देख लेते हैं. You don't have this in the syllabus in detail, but just know that how this is happening. So first of all, just think that you are looking into a like a beautiful picture. Okay, so this beautiful picture, and you will be able to know that this picture is very nice because your brain is telling it to you. So how you were looking into it? Through your eyes. So the eyes will help you to look at the picture. Now what will happen? Through the eyes, the neurons will take those images or the impulses towards your brain. Then the brain will tell you, yes, this picture is nice, and you will be able to understand then, and you will be able to see the picture that time, right? And this will totally happening in a very small fraction of second. So similarly, any sort of thing, if you just touch a hot object, you immediately will remove your hand. Yes, so similarly the same thing will happen over here. The nerve impulses will be carried by the different neurons in your body. So what will happen in the different stages? See, generally in the normal cases, जो हम polarized state कहते हैं या फिर resting potential कहते हैं, इधर क्या होता है? This yellow color is your cell, neural cell or neuron we can say, and this is the outer space. तो outer space में सबसे ज़्यादा sodium ions रहते हैं and the potassium is present inside the cell. Fine. So what will happen if you see anything or any sort of stimuli is there around you? What will happen? The receptor or the proteins or carrier protein will help the sodium ions to get inside the cells. Okay. So when the sodium ion will get inside the cell, what will happen? बाहर का जो सोडियम आयन का पॉजिटिविटी था वो नेगेटिव हो जाएगा. यस, तो दिस स्टेट इज नोन एज द डीपोलराइज्ड स्टेट, और इस प्रोसेस को हम कहेंगे डीपोलराइजेशन. Okay, now it will be continued to the next neuron and next neuron. And what will happen when it will happen, to maintain a proper positive way, the potassium ion will go out of the cell. But ये तो resting portion नहीं हुआ, but ये दोनों phase में, मतलब outer the cell and inner portion of the cell, ये positivity same maintain करना है. Fine. So when the potassium ion is going out and the sodium ion is inside the cell, then also we will call it as the repolarization. मतलब polarization तो ठीक ठाक से maintained हो रहा है, but resting portion में नहीं आया. So when will it again come back to the resting potential? When the potassium ion will again come back inside the cell, the fourth stage you can see, and the sodium जो बाहर था उसको बाहर भेज देंगे. Okay, so this all continuously will happen step by step in a very few seconds, and this will help to carry the nerve impulses or transmission of the nerve impulses from one neuron to the next neuron. Okay, yes. Very good, beta. Yes, Anushka, you have given me the correct explanation. So, upon stimulation, what will happen? It will be depolarized, the polarization will be lost, and that phase will become the excited phase. Then again, the sodium ion will enter inside it and the potassium ion will go outside. That portion is known as the repolarization. And when the potassium ion will again come back inside and the sodium ion will go outside, finally the resting potential will be obtained by the whole neuron. And this is how continuously the neuron will carry the different nerve impulses towards the brain and away from the brain. Yes, Anushka, you have not understood the depolarization. Depolarization means when anything is stimulated and due to the stimulation कब होता है? Due to stimulus कब रहता है? When there is any changes in the surrounding. Okay, if you just touch a hot bowl या फिर a cold bowl or ice cream, then you will be able to understand that yes, this is cold. Yeah, so who will tell you that whether it is hot or cold? Your brain. So brain कैसे बोलेंगे? Because the neuron is carrying the messages to the brain and the brain is carrying back the same messages towards your affected organ. That is why you will be able to feel it with your affected organs, right? So this will happen in fraction of second, and this coldness or hotness or any changes in the surrounding will help you to understand that. And this phase is known as the depolarization. मतलब कुछ ना कुछ तो changes हुआ है, and this depolarization will help to carry the impulses through your neurons. Up to this much clear है? Yes, so they basically transport all this sodium and potassium ion by active transport system, क्योंकि इधर energy requirement रहता है, and energy you already know it is in the form of ATP which is present within our body, and that is how it will be helping the new sodium to enter or exit from the cell. Fine. Now let's move on to the synapse. So synapse is nothing but the junction in between the two neurons. So when one neuron is ending, you can see that this is a first neuron. So this neuron is ending and the next neuron is starting. So in between there is a gap, a stage which is known as the synapse. Clear hai? Yes? Now, let's move on to the different types of the neuron. So, what are the very important three different types of neuron? One is the sensory neuron, second is the motor neuron, third is the interneuron. So, let me tell you one thing. This will help you to understand everything. See, the sense organs. कैसे हमारे बॉडी में नर्वस सिस्टम काम करता है? देखो, हमारे बॉडी में सेंस ऑर्गन्स है. ओके, तो हमारा 5 सेंस ऑर्गन्स क्या क्या है बता दो मुझे quickly in the chat box. What are the 5 sense organs of our body? So from the sense organs there are the neurons which will carry the impulses towards the brain and spinal cord. Okay, now then again the brain and spinal cord will carry back the impulses to the muscles and glands. Okay, so that we will be able to understand what is happening. तो इधर जो हम देख रहे हैं कि सेंस ऑर्गन से ब्रेन तक जो ले जा रहे हैं, these neurons are known as the sensory neurons. So sensory neurons basically carry the impulses from the sense organ towards the brain. Okay, and there are the motor neurons which are carrying back the impulses from the brain to the gland and muscles. Okay, so these are known as the motor neuron. And in between, अभी ये अगर हम brain और spinal cord में देखेंगे कि what are the intermediate neurons which are carrying, which are the connection between the sensory neuron and the motor neuron, these neurons are known as the interneuron. Okay, yes, eye, ear, nose, not hand. We will not say hand, Anushka. We will say that eye, ear, nose, tongue and skin. So hand में skin रहता है. So this skin, these are the 5 main sense organs which generally accept the different stimuli, and they just forward those stimuli or the nerve impulses towards our brain. Yes, understood? And the brain and spinal cord will revert back the different impulses towards the glands and muscles through the motor neurons. So let us now see what are the motor neurons, sensory neurons. So sensory neuron, जैसे मैंने already बोल दिया कि these are accepting the different impulses from the different sense organs, and after receiving it they are just carrying it towards the brain and spinal cord. So this type of neurons are known as the sensory neurons. The neurons which are carrying the impulse away from the brain and spinal cord and they are basically carrying it towards the muscle and gland, या फिर हम ये muscle और gland को affected organs भी कह सकते हैं, these are known as the motor neurons. Yes beta, I am fine. Hi, I think your name, what is your name? Ansh, right? Okay, so motor neuron, will help to carry the impulses towards the muscle and gland, and in between the sensory and the motor neurons, the interneurons are present, which are basically present in our brain and spinal cord. Yes, but I remember you. You were always there in my sessions, na? That is why I remember you. Okay, stay till the end. Okay, chalo. So these are the three main types of neuron. Let us now move on to the different nerves. So nerve kya hai? First we will see what is nerve. Nerve is nothing but the bundle of the nerve fibers or bundle of the neurons. So when all the different neurons are coming together and these are totally enclosed within a sheath, you can see this is a sheath which is enclosing all the different neurons, then we will call together this as a nerve. Clear hai? Yes, nerve is nothing but the bundle of the nerve fibers. Now this nerve can also be divided into three main types. What are they? Sensory nerve, motor nerve and mixed nerve. So what are the sensory nerve? Simple, sensory neuron को जो लेके जा रहे हैं towards the brain and spinal cord, वही होगा sensory nerve. ठीक है ना, बहुत easy. जैसे optic nerve starting from our eyes, they are carrying all the impulses or whatever we are looking around us, so they are carrying those images towards our brain. तो ये हो गया optic nerve. तो optic nerve is an example of the sensory nerve. Similarly, when we are hearing any sound, it is received by our ear. Ear से start होता है auditory nerve, and the auditory nerve is carrying all the sound towards our brain, and that is why we can hear and we will be able to understand कि हाँ मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ, आप क्या बोलोगे, right? We can understand, we can hear the sound. So this is also another example of the sensory nerve. ठीक है? Now let's move on to the motor nerve. तो motor nerve क्या है? The impulses which is carrying from the brain and spinal cord towards the different effective organs, मतलब muscle gland तक जो लेके आ रहे हैं, and these motor nerves are basically constituting the different motor neurons. तो motor neurons का काम क्या है? From brain and spinal cord to the effector organ ले आना, right? So as I want to move my hand, that is why I am moving my hand, right? So who is telling me to move my hand? My brain, yeah. And who is carrying the impulse towards my hand? Yes, the motor nerves, right? So motor nerves के अंदर motor neuron है, तो वो उनको impulses दे देंगे कि आपको अभी हाथ wave करना है, and that is why I am moving my hand, right? So these all activities will be done due to the message which are carried by the motor nerves from the brain and spinal cord towards your muscles and glands. Clear hai? Yes, so you can see over here somebody is rotating the eyes. So why is he rotating the eyes? With the help of the different things, the different message which has been given by his brain, which help him to just move the eyeball. ठीक है? Yes. Now let's move on to the third type of nerve, that is the mixed nerve. Very simple, जहाँ interneuron रहता है, जो interneuron brain और spinal cord में रहता है. So similarly mixed nerve भी brain और spinal cord में ही रहेंगे. Okay, जैसे one example is spinal nerve. Over here there is a mixture or the junction between the motor and the sensory nerve. Okay, so they basically carry out the function of both the nerves. So these are all different types of the nerves we have discussed. So this is all for today's session. Quickly now let us discuss some of the question answer, and we will come to know about a lot about the nervous system in the next session then. Fine. So what is the main importance of the nervous system? Yes. Quickly tell me, what is the main importance of nervous system? To coordinate all the activities of our body, right? Whatever activities is happening within our body, the vital functions like heartbeat, breathing, digestion, sensation, body movement, everything will be coordinated by the nervous system. So this is the main function. Secondly, point out the different parts of the neuron. This diagram is very, very important. Try to practice the diagram of the neuron and along with the labelings. You can see over here, this is the cell body. These are the dendrites, very important. Then this is the total axon. Axon is covered by the myelin sheath. There are the small cells on the axon. These are the small cell, and this is the axon terminal. Fine. Let's move on to the next question. How is motor neuron or motor nerve is different from the sensory nerve? Very simple. Motor nerve basically carry the impulses from the brain towards the muscle, skeletal muscle हो या फिर smooth muscle, and just the opposite direction में ले जाते हैं the sensory nerve, that is carrying the different impulses from our sense organ towards the brain. तो sensory nerves towards the brain लेके जा रहे हैं impulses को, और motor nerve away from the brain लेके जा रहे हैं impulses को. ठीक है, this is the main difference. Next is motor nerves are present in which part of the body? Yeah. It can be present in any part of the body, mainly the glands and the muscle arising from the brain and the spinal cord. All these motor nerves are arising from the brain and spinal cord, and they are carrying the different nerve impulses towards our muscles and glands. Yes. Yes, mixed glands are composed of both the sensory and the motor nerve. Very good, Anushka. So this is all for today's session. We have already learned about what is the main need for the nervous system. Then we have studied about the nerves and the proper structure of the neuron, right? Yes. So thank you very much. Thanks for being with me, and thank you very much, Anushka, for being with us till the end. So today's student of the session is Anushka. Everyone clap for her. So thank you very much for giving the different information to us, and definitely we will again meet in the next session. Hi Ashwini. So before going, let me remind you to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the update of the upcoming session. We will again meet in the next session. Do like, comment and share, and stay safe and stay healthy. Okay, so bye bye for today. Bye bye. Stay safe.